Today we'll talk about the internal structure of the spinal cord. Internal structure of the spinal cord is divided into two symmetrical halves by means of a ventral and median fissure. Ventral and median fissure. This is what you are seeing is the antral median fissure, also called as anterior median fissure. Okay. And the posterior side is called as posterior median sulcus or septum. Into this, the pyometer forms a septum. It's one of the modification of the pyometer. So you have got an anterior median fissure and a posterior median septum. Okay, and posterior laterally we have posterior median sulcus. Okay, posterior median sulcus. Okay. So this is the internal structure of the spinal cord. It is divided into two equal symmetrical halves, right and a left halves, by the presence of anterior median fissure and posterior median sulcus. Okay, and into this the pyometer dips, which is called as posterior median septum. Okay, and this spinal cord is divided into internally into an outside whitish thing which you are seeing is called as white matter, and the bluish one which looks like a butterfly is called as gray matter. This gray matter is in the form of a butterfly. As the butterfly has got wings, it looks like the same way. So towards the anterior median fissure, the butterfly like thing which is blue in color, this is called as anterior horn, and posteriorly the elongated ones is called as posterior horn, and centrally you can see a whitish circle which is called as central canal. Lateral to this you are seeing two more extensions. These are called as lateral horns. So the gray matter is divided into a posterior horn, a bulging ventral horn or anterior horn, and laterally placed lateral horns. Usually the level of the spinal cord varies at different levels. It's cervical, thoracic, lumbar and sacral. You know the sympathetic outflow starts from thoracolumbar region. So the lateral horns are mostly present in the thoracic region up to L1. Okay. So this is the lateral horn. By seeing the lateral horn, you can identify whether it is a thoracic segment of the spinal cord or cervical segment or sacral segment of the spinal cords. Okay. And coming to the white matter is divided into three parts: anterior funiculus, lateral funiculus and posterior funiculus. Between the anterior median fissure and the gray column, you can see the anterior funiculus. Between the gray column and the posterior column, we can see the lateral funiculus. And between the posterior median septum and the posterior column, you can see the posterior funiculus. So white matter is divided into posterior funiculus, lateral funiculus and anterior funiculus.